Chatting now with Anelmari Truter, tax attorney, tax consulting SA. Anelmari, appreciate the time today. A recent note issued by the SARS High Wealth Individual Unit, talking particularly around compliances in terms of donations and donation taxes. As I understand, and from the note that you and your colleagues put out, this really is around taxpayers with trusts, companies, other structures to try preserve, grow capital. Perfectly legal, but it's focused really on that rather than an individual perhaps giving a donation to a child or something like that.
Yes, good morning. So, of course, the goal that we have of many wealthy individuals is one part to build wealth, but also to plan their affairs in a manner which legally permits them to pay the least amount of tax. And this is often where we see the structures coming into play. And the difficulty is that trusts are no longer a means to avoid tax easily. There's a lot of anti-avoidance provisions and compliance laws that really makes it difficult for South African tax residents to push their money into trusts.
And that's the key point. I mean, it is just ways to, and as you point out, and it's an important point, I mean, to legally try and reduce tax liabilities. A lot of these structures are in place. And this is not, as I understand, a change to the regulations or anything. This more is just SARS perhaps upping compliance.
Yes, correct. It's almost a friendly warning for SARS to say, listen, these are the consequences. You have a donations tax risk. Please look into your structure. But it can be seen as a warning for SARS to say, we are aware of these structures. We are aware of how they are being funded, and we are keeping a close eye on it. And if you have a structure, you must ensure that you are compliant.
And a lot of this, I imagine, well, not necessarily a lot of it, but certainly some of it would be around perhaps interest-free or maybe just low-interest loans, a loan at 1 or 2%. A lot of focus around that part of structures as well.
Yes, correct. Because if you are a South African tax resident and you are wanting to push money into trust, your first option is to do it via a loan account. But then Section 7C of the Income Tax Act requires you to charge at least the official rate of interest on that loan, which is defined as the current repo rate plus 1%. And that interest income accrues to the taxpayer, and you have to pay income on that interest that you earn.
I didn't realize there was that. So repo plus 1%. If I've got a lower rate, the difference between those two would effectively, I mean, is that effectively then a donation?
Yes, correct. So it's often referred to as what we call foregone interest. And that would be the difference between the interest that you currently charged on that loan account versus the official rate of interest. And that difference is then seen as a deemed donation, which then falls within the donations tax provisions.
Gotcha. And I mean, from a practical perspective, as I said up front, the donation tax, the framework is remaining unchanged. This is just more perhaps around the enforcement of it and the certainty around it.
Yes, certainly. We have seen often in practice when these types of communications are issued, it's, as I said, it's a friendly warning, but we then also see increased SARS scrutiny because SARS does not want South Africans to push their money into trust, especially not offshore trusts easily, at least.
If we look at sort of the non-high wealth individuals, a normal South African out there, if I'm correct, donations tax, I can donate 150,000 with no tax liability. Above that, 20% liability, and that liability is with the donor, i.e. me, not the person I'm giving the donation to.
Yes, correct. So the liability lies with the donor. But interestingly enough, if the donor does not pay that donations tax, the receiver of that donation also becomes liable for the donations tax.
I did not know that component. Okay, so if it's not paid, you might find yourself liable. Make sure whoever made you that donation has paid the tax. We'll leave it there. That's Anelmari Truter, tax attorney, tax consulting SA. Appreciate the time.